Your brows can look filled in or they can look decided. Here's the difference. It's not about more product, which brand of pencil you use, which tool you use. It's more so about shape. And there's a few different shape decisions that make brows look more intentional. Let's break some of those decisions down and talk about why you may not be getting the results you may want. So let's start off on the outside and work our way in. So this is the part of the brow that can really do a lot of damage. And I know you guys know what I'm talking about, because you'll see somebody with like a super high arch or like a tail that's maybe a little too high, and it can make people look almost anime or like really surprised. Now for me, I like my eyebrows to look as natural as possible in a sense, but very curated, if that makes sense. So I like the hairs of my eyebrows to be showing, but I like them to look very polished. So I kind of like to follow my natural brow line in itself and then create kind of like a shape, very faded. But what I do follow is the thickest point of my outer tail, and I shape that. So I do get my eyebrows shaped, but as my eyebrows are growing in, they can look a little much at the bottom. Come in, fade it out a little bit, and this is actually for me going to be the thickest part of my actual brow, because that's how my brows naturally are. Sometimes the best thing you can do is follow your brows' natural shape. The next thing people do that I've noticed, and I'm going to be putting side by sides in this video just so you guys can see what I'm talking about, but I'm just showing you how I do my brows on a daily. Hi, first of all, you want to make sure when you're shaping your eyebrows, your natural eyebrows, and if you don't have eyebrows, you're in luck because you can start however you like. But you want to make sure you're not placing that arch right in here on the outer corner too high, because the higher you put it, look, if I just pull this up, the more surprised you look. The more you let it rest in a natural kind of neutral position, the more intentional and tasteful the look actually looks. And my brows kind of naturally do that just because I have an expressive face. So what I have to do is, one, make sure I'm not bringing this part of my eye up too high, and then two, I round it. I soften it and I round it and I bring it down just a little bit, and that gives it a natural readjustment in the face. Keep in mind when you do your makeup, your eyebrows are supposed to be sisters, not identical twins. I have another video talking about face symmetry, so I'll be either linking it in here or you can go and watch it because it'll be up by the time this video is up. So brows are sisters, not twins. The way you decide to shape your eyebrows mimics actual expression. So you want to keep it as neutral to your natural face as possible. The more arc you add, the more surprised you look, because it mimics a look of surprise. And it's one of those things, or one of these, or you know, it mimics those kind of looks. So keeping your eyebrows in a neutralized position will really help bring elegance and balance to the face. And it really doesn't take much. It takes one small overfill to really change your look from intentional and decided to now you just put on eyebrows and you didn't really think about how it looked on your actual face. So now let's talk about the tired look. The tired look is when you take the bottom part of this eyebrow and you bring it down. It's going to bring your entire face down. This is going to, if you have eyes that droop here at the ends, if you have eyes that are almond and natural or over hooded like mine, this can really extenuate the look of looking tired when you bring that eyebrow down too far. Me personally, my natural hairs tend to lean a little down, but if they're very light hairs, one, I get them waxed or threaded, and two, I just conceal them. I take them off because bringing this further down than what it is now for me will bring my face completely down instead of just having me have a beautiful set neutral face. So making sure you're keeping that tail not pulled all the way up, but pulled slightly down and then slightly out. You don't want to give it too much arc because that changes the expression. You guys ever seen that picture with the clown and his eyebrows are super round and he looks sad, almost sad and tired, and like he's been through a lot? I'm gonna put the image here if I can find it. But yeah, you don't want to do that. You want to keep it in a neutral position from your eye, and you'll be able to tell because it's easy to kind of see it happening because that one stroke will do a lot. So to fix this, all you really need to do is just lift that outer tail. If your eyebrow naturally comes down and you notice it's a bit thin, honestly, don't fill that part in. Keep it lifted, conceal, get it waxed, whatever you need to do. Go to an eyebrow specialist if you need someone to kind of help you map out your eyebrows, but this is just me telling you how to get that look at home without having to go to a specialist. I want people to think you're bored or fatigued or just unhappy to be where you're at because your eyebrow doesn't match your actual face expression. Now let's move into the inner eyebrow. Me personally, I don't really fill in my inner eyebrow because I like it to give a natural kind of thinness that the face and eyebrows naturally do. But when you're filling in, say you need to fill in your eyebrows a little bit more closely in because you're lacking the hairs there or whatever, you may like the look. Make sure you're keeping your fill, one, placed a little higher, and two, not pulled in too far. The further you pull in your inner eyebrow, it can really decide if you look angry because it'll start to pull the eyebrows down as if you're creating an angry expression. Face naturally moves like this when you're upset. So pulling that eyebrow in will give you the illusion of being angry or upset. So making sure not to pull that eyebrow too far in will really help your face stay neutral and stay intentional. These are just micro expressions a shape can send out to someone involuntarily. Even if you don't naturally feel that way, those are what those signal. If you move your eyebrow in the opposite direction, if you pull it up too far, like curve like this, I'm not gonna do it on mine, but I think if you pull your eyebrow up like this, that can read sad. Making sure you keep your eyebrows as neutral and level as possible. Even though those videos look a bit much, they're doing them to map out where your eyebrows naturally fall and sit to give you a beautiful intentional look. Me personally, I do not like Instagram eyebrows. It was a time and a place where that was nice, but me personally, I'm now leaning more towards my natural eyebrows and growing them out, just because a good healthy eyebrow really does do wonders for the look in the face. Having like a drawn on non-dimensional eyebrow in this day and age, to me, is quite literally wild. Yes, and it looks generic. It doesn't look good. It doesn't ring health to me. It doesn't ring intentional or good maintenance if you could just slap on an eyebrow and draw it on. So me, in a healthy way, because honestly I was born with really good eyebrows. My mom has full bushy eyebrows. Throughout the years I've waxed, trimmed, plucked my way out of them, so I'm really just in this stage of trying to love on them and take care of them, just because to me they read a lot more beautiful when, you know, speaking with people and engaging, and I just like having real eyebrows, honestly. And I feel like this is actually more of a trend. People like Megan Good did eyebrow transplants to get natural eyebrows, because like back in the day, having those super fine thin eyebrows was really like a trend, a good trend, and everyone wanted thin, nice arched eyebrows. But now we're back to a point where natural eyebrows, natural beauty is a thing. Now, one more thing I want to touch on is brow height. Now, earlier in the video I told you eyebrows are supposed to be sisters, not identical twins, and even though that statement is very true, brow height, you want to keep your brows around the same height. This brings natural symmetry to the face. They're not supposed to be perfectly the same, but just keeping them around the same height will bring balance and the idea of symmetry to the face, even though our faces are not truly symmetrical. Having brows that are different in height naturally reads unfinished. It looks very undone or just mismatch, creating a look of non-intentional beauty. Even if one individually looks fine and then the others off, this is like one of the #1 scenarios where someone will look at you and they'll be like, something just looks a little off, and it'll be the eyebrow height. The eyebrows won't match in height, so you'll just look a little like, what's going on there? So just making sure they match in height, even if something else is just like a little not perfect with them, that's fine. We're not looking for perfection, we're looking for balance, and balance is not necessarily always perfection and symmetry. So the fix isn't to make them identical, it's just to match the arches and the shapes. That alone is enough to read as decided and intentional with your eyebrows. Sometimes this is how people get the resting, face comment more than others. It's not attitude, it's that their eyebrow shape can be deciding how they feel, and people look at them and perceive them as having like maybe an attitude, being upset, or maybe being sad. So once you decide what part of your eyebrow is communicating what, you can decide on how to make it more intentional and how to fix it. Now drop a part of your brows you feel like you need to fix in the comments down below, and go watch my face symmetry video from earlier this week. In that video we talk about balance and symmetry, kind of the same idea we spoke about here, but it hits just a little differently. And if you love content like this and you want to see more of it, don't forget to like and subscribe, as well as hype this video up so it can get pushed out to more people. And it's always a pleasure sitting down with you guys as usual, and I cannot wait to see you guys in my next video. But until then, I love you guys. Bye.